This week, we're wrapping up a community project we started last week to bring hope to my hometown.
A lot of people are relieved that we got to this point, but none more than me. I've been helping homeowners improve their home for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help. Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about.
Marianna, Florida is my hometown. And in late 2018, it was devastated by Hurricane Michael. This building on the town square was destroyed in the storm, and the vacant lot it left behind was a daily reminder. So I wanted to create something positive to fill the space.
You know, people would tell me that they would drive by this location and it was just an eyesore. It was a bad reminder of a bad time. I wanted something that would affect a lot of the members of the community. So to take that and turn it into a bright spot, a pocket park, this is the right project.
But I knew I needed some help to make it all happen. So I called on my buddies who still live there. Paul is an architect and he put together a plan. Victor is the organizational whiz who lined up the details. And Mickey, well, everybody loves Mickey, and he was the right guy to drum up community support. So Chelsea and I headed to Marianna. And I remember this sign right out front here. See if it's the same sign. Yeah, Marianna Middle School. Home, does it say home of the bullpups?
Yeah. Sure does.
I was
you were a bullpup.
The very first student council president.
Oh.
That's the sign we had the student council.
It's time for the student council to come back and trim the bushes.
Yeah, we gotta trim the bushes.
Let's go take a picture with it. Dad moved away from here around 45 years ago, and how exciting that he's able to come back after all that time and use those skills and put them to good use for the community.
One of the greatest things about growing up in a small town is you know everybody, and if you need some help, they're there to help you. And I'm seeing that exact thing happening right now. So many people have turned out to lend a hand that in just 2 days we've cleared the old slab, built a stage, installed 6 enormous wood planters, built a paver planter, and constructed a retaining wall at the entryway. You know, I was talking to Victor a lot about many of the elements that we were going to build off-site before we actually started the work at the park. And the name Scott Phelps kept coming up again and again. I had to go out to the college and meet this guy.
All right, we got all the picnic tables are put together and stained and ready to go up to the park.
Man, this looks great. I heard these are a little heavy.
They're a lot heavy. There are 100 pieces in each one. Takes about 4 or 5 people to move them around.
Man, oh man, well no one will be walking away with them at the park then.
They won't, no,
they
not
really
by themselves.
Look good. We pretty much have taken up your whole shop here.
Hey, that's all good. You wanna come check out the sign?
Oh yeah, man, y'all doing the sign too.
Right.
Wow.
Y'all got this looking great.
Yeah, man, this looks really good. You got a little more staining to do.
Got to stain this side. We're gonna cut out the aluminum letters, and matter of fact, they're doing that next door if you wanna check that out.
It's just amazing, all of the things that are taking place behind the scenes. I mean, building these extraordinary picnic tables, the sign that's going to provide that entryway into the park, and then even cutting out the aluminum letters. I tell you, it's just amazing that this many people in this community are involved.
We're using this brand new CNC machine to cut out the letters.
Wow. This is going to look so good.
Quick as they get them cut out, we're going to put them on the sign.
Wow, man, oh man. Hey, I better get out to the park and get ready for this.
Earlier, we set 2 steel posts that will support Scott's sign. Now it's time to wrap them in pavers to dress up the entry.
Y'all ready to glue it?
Yep.
There's one for you, one for you. The weather is a little cold. We're still within the range for using construction adhesive, but it always works a little bit better if it's nice and warm. And I've been keeping them warm. It's kind of cold today.
I heard you say you were going to warm those up, but I assume you were using a
What's
heater.
better than body heat?
Throughout this project, one thing I don't have to worry about is whether or not things will be done right. And the steel posts that are going to hold up the entrance sign is a great example of that.
If we didn't have this steel post in there, you know, because the pavers are strong and they're all glued together, but someone's gonna, and then, oh boy. And when you're working on a location that's surrounded by 3 lawyers, you're kind of a little more cautious.
seeing the pocket park and knowing that you had a hand, even in laying a stone.
Okay, that is perfect.
You feel like, you know, you've got an investment in that, and it makes you feel good. And hopefully it makes the community feel better too.
To better define the entryway, we're extending a low block wall behind each column.
Having these paver columns go up 9 feet tall at the entrance of the park with the paver wall flowing behind it is really the pizzazz we wanted to welcome people into this new park.
But pizzazz comes at a price.
All right, Al, I saw your shoe. We got a little emergency repair here. Put it up here. Put it up. That happened to me before. Let's get you fixed up here.
We've been working with that adhesive, so I knew it would work.
All right. You'll make it through the day.
Good to go. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
It was a good fix. I'm still wearing it, so.
Folding banquet tables are great to have around the house when you have extra people come over for dinner. But the problem is once they get beaten up like this, they're really not appropriate for family gatherings, but they're great to use in the workshop or in a garage as an extra folding workbench that you can store away when you don't need it. The problem is, at only 29 inches tall, it's a very uncomfortable working height because you're always stooped over. So I have a trick for extending the legs to a more comfortable working height. I took some 1-inch diameter PVC pipe, and I have a cap, and you just slip it right over. This is 1 inch inside diameter. Slip it right over the metal leg, and I put the cap on. You don't even have to bother gluing it, just put it on. Now I'm gonna put one, of course, on each of the other 3 legs. And now when I flip it up, you can see it's at a very comfortable working height of about 36 inches, which is the same as your kitchen countertops. That's the reason those are so comfortable to work at. And again, when you don't need it, you can just fold it up and store it away.
We're in my hometown this week, and spending so much time here has given me lots of opportunities to reminisce.
Now, you know, another one of my jobs was right in this shopping center. There was just a kind of an off-brand grocery store. It was a big grocery store. They would give me free reign to do just about anything.
Oh.
They never made any announcements, but I started getting on there going, "Welcome, shoppers.
Oh, no.
During the next hour, we have a special on the paper towels." And it wouldn't be a special, it would just be whatever they were selling them for. So they let me do that.
I bet you saw an uptick in paper towel
Yeah,
sales.
I kicked it up a notch. And thank you for shopping.
Oh my.
So see, there's a few businesses coming back. Hopefully the Pocket Park will kind of enhance that a little bit. And I think this is a cool business. I haven't been there yet, but I have a feeling we will this week.
We will be going there.
Southern Craft Creamery, handmade ice cream.
They serve ice cream. I'll be there.
We've been blessed with tons of volunteers this week, and my buddy Mickey was a big part of getting the community behind the project, even though he hasn't really broken a sweat himself.
When Danny came up with this idea of what to do here, and he asked, what part did I want to play? I said, I want to play a part that motivates the community to get in here and help us out, because I want them to understand this is a piece of their pie. Hey, man.
Oh, what do you?
I got you a butt.
Well, I know you're not much into the construction part, but you enjoying seeing this thing come together?
Yeah, I really am. I don't know electrical work. I don't know all that construction, but I know how to grin and kid around.
We wanted the right position for him, and we found it. On-site coordinator, he was able to keep the spirits up, and he was the first one there every single morning.
The last few days, it's just developed so well. I think it's going to be great. And I've already sat back and came out from the road here and pictured how it's going to look. I used to get in trouble for grinning. When the teacher would be yelling at me for doing something wrong, and I'd be up there grinning. So they'd pat on my butt for, thinking I was being smart, but I couldn't help it. If I'm grinning, someone else is going to grin with me. And I say hey to everybody because that way they'll say hey back, and after a while, you start to know each other doing it. The good thing is from the people that come by this road here, when they see this thing, it's just going to pop. This is our rainbow, okay? This is where people are going to say, you know what, we are coming around that curve.
You gonna be ready for a little fun Thursday night?
Oh, absolutely.
You're always ready
Party
for some
time,
fun.
Party time with Danny Lipford.
Well, keep bringing them blocks, will you?
I will do it, I'll do it.
It's been so neat to watch you work with your high school buddies. I've heard their names, I've met a few of them over the years, but it's cool to see y'all working in action and just palling around.
Well, we get along
When you're hanging out.
really well. Wasn't sure we'd get along working on a project, but so far so good.
I don't think we've ever had an argument or a disagreement on something, but I don't have to work for it.
On the other hand, my daughter does get a little impatient with me when the work isn't going fast enough to suit her.
I mean, you may call me a little bit impatient, but I'm not gonna stand around and wait for someone else to cut a block for me when the saw is sitting there and I can do it myself.
As the work on the entry takes off, the plants start going into the planters, and I'm smart enough to know that's not my strong suit.
So my wife, Teresa, Danny talked to her about taking over the plants.
When the plants arrived, it was all Teresa time.
Wow. Plants.
She's really good at what she does.
You can take that one to that back corner. We'll just work at the back and work our way up. This is the baby.
Wow. Are you kidding? Is that the loquat?
That's the loquat. It's going right here.
Wow.
The icing on the cake.
Look at that right there. Yeah, baby.
She spent a lot of time making sure you get the right plants for the region, drought resistant, low maintenance, something for a park setting that doesn't require a lot of work.
It's your time to shine. Let us know if you need anything at all. I got a few more pavers to lay.
I've got a few shovels over there with your name on.
Seeing these plants coming into the park is doing exactly what I thought they would do, warming up and cozying up this space. I think Teresa really hit it out of the park with these plant selections.
I was really looking forward to installing the shade sails. I mean, purple and gold, the high school colors. Hey, go Bulldogs.
Besides that little chore, there are also lots of other details that need to be handled so we can get this park ready to open it up to the public.
I don't like raking leaves, but I don't like picking them up even more. And I'll tell you what, you never know what you're gonna get. Sure, you're gonna get the leaves and the dirt and the debris, but I have 3 dogs, so I don't know what's in that pile. But Dan, you've got a great way to pick these leaves up, right?
We do. We have the effortless leaf collector.
I love those. You look like a frog.
Ribbit. Yeah. Makes it very simple to pick leaves up all in one motion and put them away.
That is fantastic, because I tell you what, when I rake my leaves, I usually wear gloves and I can only get a small pile, but look at this big pile you're getting. Oh, and it kind of like doubles as a little mini rake there too. This is fantastic because it's going to speed up the process of getting all the leaves out of your yard. And you know, quite frankly, it's going to save your back, because even though you are bending over, you're not trying to struggle to get everything, and you're not having to do it as often. So if you have to rake leaves, but you don't want to pick them up with your bare hands, this is a great solution for you.
This pocket park in my hometown is nearing completion, with dozens and dozens of plants going in to the 9 different planters on the site. And of course, those plants need water, so we're also camouflaging the plumbing with pavers.
One of my favorite parts about working on this project is getting to meet all of the different people that live in Dad's hometown. And what a joy it is to get to talk to them about their crafts and how that contributes and adds to their community. So y'all have a farm, is it near downtown?
Yeah, so it's within 5 miles of the downtown area.
Oh, nice. And then your creamery is right around the corner.
Yes.
That's so cool.
We are so excited to have this be a part of the downtown area.
Yeah.
We have an outside eating space at our creamery, but this is just another place for the community to gather. So I think it's going to be an awesome place for everyone.
And then I heard your ice cream is farm to table.
Yes. So we raise the cattle, we milk the cows, and then we take the milk from our cows and make handcrafted ice cream and bottle our own milk.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I've made my own ice cream before, and my triceps were very excited.
Thankfully, we don't have to make it like that.
Okay, well, we're all done with these plants, and Dad's not looking. You want to go get some ice cream, Emma?
Sure. Let's go.
To illuminate this park after dark, we plan to hang over 500 feet of cafe lights, which is a little bigger job than you might think.
Seeing you up on that scaffolding being wheeled around kind of reminded me of a princess on top of her throne.
I never thought of it that way now, but
He's not denying it.
And finally, the piece we've been waiting for to cap off this project.
Look at this. Something really symbolic about bringing in the sign. Hey, Paul, come here, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
You think,
wow.
you think Victor's nervous right now?
I call it a rustic, contemporary look. It alludes back to the national park, but it's also got a contemporary urban feel to it as well.
That makes it legit.
About even, Scott? Woo!
All right, man.
All right. It's really exciting to see that sign go up in place and symbolize we're getting close to the end of this project.
Y'all did a great job. Absolutely.
We got it.
Before we park the heavy equipment, we need to bring in the picnic tables to fill in the park space and get it ready for the grand opening.
Now we're ready to cut the ribbon, and there were a lot of people that were relieved that we got to this point, but none more than me.
This vacant lot in the middle of my hometown was just a small part of the fallout from Hurricane Michael. But because it was so visible, it became a symbol of the storm's devastation for a community trying to rebuild itself. But now, it's become a symbol of hope. Besides adding some greenery and tranquility to the middle of town, this little park also serves as a testament to what people can overcome and accomplish when they work together. They've created a beautiful addition to their downtown area that both honors its rich past and points to a bright future.
You know, we're 2 years out from the storm, and some people still feel a little forgotten.
This town has made it through a very desperate time.
For a lot of people, the emotional devastation and scars is still here.
And I think when we see something like this and Danny coming in to keep the awareness up, I think it will be a little spark of hope.
We realized how much the people care and they really want the downtown area to prosper and do well. And that's what we'd like to do, is bring back downtown, bring back what we had once when we were kids growing up.
I know when I get older, I'll be able to look at that park and say that I've been a part of it.
When our kids come here someday, we can be like, oh, we helped build that, you know?
We know that having a strong downtown and a vibrant downtown is a key to economic development. It's a key to growing the rest of your surrounding community. People have really grabbed a hold of this project and wanted to be a part of it.
It's so heartwarming to see the people come out and participate in a project that's not for them specifically, but for the entire community. The story that it will tell about this community and the hurricane that we've gone through may be even a more important aspect of this whole project.
And here it is. All you gotta do is ride by, see it, just look and say, you know, we're getting there.
Wow, what a night, and what a way to kick off the use of this great pocket park. We had a live band, we had a lot of happy people. Many were volunteers that worked so hard to put it all together. So, next time you happen to be traveling through my hometown of Marianna, Florida, why don't you drop in at Lafayette Landing and enjoy yourself. Thanks so much for being with Chelsea and me here on this special Today's Homeowner episode. We'll see you next week.
A project like this one requires a lot of work, and we couldn't have done it without the help of all of these businesses, organizations, and hard-working volunteers.
He's monitoring. He's monitoring, make sure I don't censoring it, ain't you?